That's not true! She started it! How, I don't know! I just want this to end! Nasuki? Nasuki? Nasuki, it's not working! Nasuki, someone do something! Yuri! Do something! Fuck! Someone help! Monika? Hello everyone, I'm Echo, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. Perfectly normal game. We're gonna be joining our three friends in a second, back in the Literature Club. But first I wanna, root around in our PC. I can't delete documents. I can't delete anything, actually critical to the game, but, I can delete audio, fonts, images, poem words, scripts. I can just outright delete my saves, which is interesting. I can delete characters. Guess. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. And don't be mean, Nasuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Echo. My words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So, let me guess. You're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Nasuki. The girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Nasuki is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Nasuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Nasuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So, I ran into Echo in a classroom and he decided to come check out the club. That's kind of forced. Isn't that great? Wait, Monika. Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? That sounds lovely. Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Echo? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monika and Nasuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not as many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. I mean, literature does kind of grab you. I'm reading Eldest right now, second in a book series I don't know how to pronounce the name of. It's really good, grabbing. Makes me start recording late. You have to work to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Nasuki? Well, I guess. Nasuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully placed the teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. Did they? After all, doesn't a cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I can agree there. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Echo, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Mitsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. Please don't do that. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Suki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Nisuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were writing a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And get that back to me! Fine. Nisuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess, sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Nisuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Nisuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, expose your vulnerabilities, and show even the deepest reaches of your heart. Don't you have writing experience too, Yuri? If you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Nisuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just had an idea. How about this? Suki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Echo? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and losing my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought. The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Echo. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been trying really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price that I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right? Okay, I decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Echo? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Echo, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Choose your wording a bit better. For someone in a literature club, you say things that can be taken out of context so easily. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Echo, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress this class star Monika with my mediocre writing skill? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The way my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of the circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. I guess it does. Lovely. You want lots of special poem? Sure. Can you calm, vibrant, depression, infinite, determination? Okay, this isn't going the way I wanted. Sticky raindrops, fireflies, sugar, fun, alone, death? Oh, Jesus. Chocolate? Explode. Explode? Why is Yuri's explode? Game? I'm wondering if the game's okay, because for a second there it kind of stuttered? I don't know. I feel like there was another girl. And what was with that poem? Something just doesn't feel right. Hi again, Echo. Glad to see you did run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Jeez. What the fuck? Sayori, why can't I remember what happened to Sayori? Why can I not remember what happened to Sayori? And what was that? Keep your head straight. You're imagining things. You're imagining things. The game isn't falling apart around you. Just a game. Just a game. It's always just been a game. Everything feels slightly tilted. And Yuri feels closer. Could you back off a bit? Why does the room feel like it's slanted? That may be me. I do have issues. I do have issues when it comes to that kind of stuff. It may be slanted, it may not be. I may just be losing my mind. Thanks for keeping your promise, Echo. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Jeez. What the hell is happening? Something is seriously wrong. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. I feel like I do. Something seems extremely wrong with me. And the music's breaking more and more. You already had to be dragged here by Monika. I don't know if you plan to just come here or hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monika? Wrong side of the barrier, things are getting worse. I feel like things are twisting, but my head is struggling to comprehend it. Something Big Mouth Persona keeps her manga. What? I can't read it. Nusiki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Nasuki plots back into her seat. I'm sorry, Echo. We'll make sure to put your comfort first. Okay, you're not putting my comfort first. Out of all the things I've dealt with so far in this game, the fucking moving room is fucking with my head. Oh, it's making me feel sick. Like, I can deal with the music, I can deal with the glitches, but fucking hell, can the room stop doing that? It is genuinely upsetting my eyes. I feel like I can't focus. Yuri shoots Nasuki with a disappointing glance. Anyway, I feel like you're getting closer. Now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in the club now. I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. Fuck, my head. Oh, my fucking head. It cannot handle that, the way the room... Because I've looked at the room in the same way for so freaking long at this point. Seeing it just tilted like that, I swear to God it's fucking moving. It's making me sick. Why is it making me so sick? Why do I feel like you're getting closer? You're tilted now! The room's swaying back and forth, I think. I can't really tell. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. I'm not sure how long I can go with this. Fuck. Can we... Monika, of all the things you're doing, could you please fix the room? It's giving me a headache. So I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... fucking hell. I can't tell. Things feel tilted. Oh, this is upsetting my head. And my eyes. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. Enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Thank you for fixing the room. Fuck my head. Ugh. The way the room was tilted, I didn't even realize it was zoomed in. This made me feel so fucking sick. Now everyone's settled in, I expect Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Okay. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Why the sudden interest? But at the same time, I feel bad for distracting her from reading. If we do go back to a character, can we please not have the jagged room? It makes me feel ill. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah. Okay, things changed. At least the room's not screwed up, so I won't feel sick. Ah. Crap. I think she knows me looking at her. She sinks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. That only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. It's only so deep you can get into a book, metaphorically and literally. Sorry, I was just spacing out. Honestly, I kinda was for a second. My stomach still doesn't feel settled. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Fuck, her eye is drifting. I hate these... Unlike normal jump scares, this shit just happens. Just happens. I mean, for fuck's sake, some stuff I may just miss until I'm in editing. I went to reread some of it. Your eye. Thank you. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Ah, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What is this book called so I can look it up? What's the story about anyway? Well, look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Prophet of Markov. Prophet of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a bit of a spoiler. But anyways, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yeah, even for me. I've read bits of Lovecraft before, and that gets fucking dark. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from out of nowhere. Ah, are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Echo? It's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reluctant on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. This kind of story. It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil. Why is that different? Because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyways. There was a fucking sound to my left. Do not tell me there wasn't. Something's wrong. Then what happened? I'm rambling, aren't I? No, you just saw it cut off. Why did I hear something next to me? I fucking hate you, game. You play on everything that makes horror games difficult for me. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I have a lot of interest, or I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. I feel I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts. What was that? I couldn't read it quick enough. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. It's like they're saying what they really think, and then suddenly someone's changing it. Something's severely wrong. Can I still, like, save, of course. But, can I still leave? I think I can. Hopefully I can. So, I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Strange is one way to put it. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. It just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Fuck you, game! Fuck you! Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... what were you saying? What happened? I'm concerned for our character's safety. What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put into my bag. Right, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to yours. Please don't! Please don't! She's an unstable amalgamation of code that seems to be falling apart before my very eyes. Please don't get closer! Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to, just something I'm not used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead. Game? Oh, fuck. Anytime something comes into frame, it just scares me. Sorry. I was just being what the fuck is that? I can't read it. I don't know what it says. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean, here, this should work, right? I slam my desk up against Yuri's and hold my book between the two of them. For the love of the gods, stop! You're gonna give me a heart attack! Psychological side is what makes horror difficult for me, and this game's based in it. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. No, game, don't do this, please, for the love of the gods, help me. Someone, anyone, something isn't right here. I don't want to be here anymore. I regret my decision. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumbs and forefingers. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? No. I wasn't ready when I started playing this game, and I'm not ready when the game begins to break down around me. To turn the page? Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she's finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence, and so turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently lets go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side. She catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Can I read some of this to understand what you mean? Because it may give me insight as to what the hell is happening. And that face. That face is like, I'm gonna fucking gut you like a fish face. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. Ah, that's what you were talking about. Sorry, I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We don't even get that far yet. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... Am I breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. I don't like the face she made. Yuri stands and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Echo, did something happen just now? Huh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. Meaning? No, nothing. Ah, don't worry, I believe you. Silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I fear we just start without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. Stand up, make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and slip it back into my bag. Who should I start with? Oh, 2. At least it's gonna be easier on my voice this go around. Let's start with Natsuki. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. Same thing you said yesterday. Yesterday? Same thing you said before. Why do I remember you saying that? That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I mean, can you even reach me from down there? I'll pass. Well, anyways, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Okay. Yeah, I told you you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, Because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all a word I do not know. I can probably look it up later and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simply writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. I like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So, you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Okay, Monika, I guess. How you doing, Monika? Hi, Echo. Having a good time so far? I guess. Things are, weird. Is there a gas leak in the school? Ah, yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. Much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ah, don't worry, Echo. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I handed Monika my poem. Great job, Echo. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Ah, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked, anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that full of imaginary and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starving for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. What do you mean by that? Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! You're a little close. I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, welcome. We all start sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more than glad you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe, I swear to fucking God, I keep hearing stuff. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fear, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. This is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been kind of influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, but it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you write a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on single points. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand, go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Where did Nasuki's go? I already listened to hers, right. I forgot. Who should I show my poem to next? Yuri. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. Huh? You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphor indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, He trails off, unable to find an excuse. She trails her fingers along the words of the poems as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. Just that there are specific writing habits that usually are typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kinda learned to pick up on them. I feel like her eyes were gray for a second there. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter. They form-fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone. She sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them, but building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learned by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gets you valuable feedback. Suki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, me, or Nasuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love sharing my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? There we go. Fucking cursive. Ghosts under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing, it must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathe air of the pleasant but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? Wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. That's because I'm a bit of an idiot. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Since our first time sharing? What are you talking about? This is the first time sharing. Are you loopy? Like, I asked Monika if there was a gas leak. She didn't comment on it. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost theory? Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all, Echo. Really? I have totally missed the point. I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In that case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. It's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... if anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Echo. That's a little extreme. Me too. That was a little extreme. Phew. Okay. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. It was a little more stressful than I anticipated, as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. It's the literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really doesn't come off all that nice. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Echo did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Echo liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands. Oh no. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what you're just... Yuri stands as well. Jesus Christ, Nasuke, are you trying to get drop-kicked into the next area code? Yuri's like a football player with her size. You get that, right? I think. I just assume Yuri's the biggest one here. She appears to be so. Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Echo appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Echo started showing up. Nasuki! Nasuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. What is happening? You really act as young as you look, Nasuki. Me? Who's talking? You wanna be an edgy bitch? Edgy? Sorry, what's my life have to do with someone of your mental age to compare? See? Just say something that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickly attitude. You think you can contribute your toxic personality just by dressing up and acting cute. The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Well, be careful, you might... Oh, can I back out of the pausing? Well, be careful, you might actually cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Echo hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Duh! So Yuri turns towards me, just as if she just knows I was standing here. Echo! She's just trying to make me look bad. I think the fact that reality is falling apart around us may be a bit more concerning than whose boobs magically grew a size bigger. Maybe we should deal with the interdimensional breakage that is currently happening. That's not true. She started it. How? I don't know. I just want this to end. Nasuki, it's not working. Nasuki, someone do something. Yuri, do something. Fuck, someone help. Monika? Hi? What the fuck is happening? Hi, Echo. Hey, Echo. Monika? What is happening? Please help. I've seen things throughout the day. I have memories that I can't seem to fully grasp. Things that are outside of my reach in my own mind. Whatever this is. What is happening? You seem so calm. You seem here as if everything else did not whatever just happened. As if Nasuki doesn't seem to be blinking through reality and Yuri doesn't seem to be a fracture of herself. Like, things I read keep just changing. And I don't know what is happening. Please help me. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Thank you. Sorry about that. Can you explain what's going on? Please? Please? Nothing is making sense anymore. They really shouldn't have tried to go get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, If this makes you want to spend less time with others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. So Inosuke runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, looks like they're done. Things are back to normal. I mean, define normal. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri rocks back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Inosuke. Or did. Echo? Please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. You know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Inosuke will forget all about it tomorrow. Completely. What do you mean by that? I have a feeling things don't feel right. Anyway, this meeting is over, so you can go home if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. Why is she scared of Monika? I like to stay a bit longer. I'm present, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take this responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Echo. It would be embarrassing with you listening. Yes, I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really... What the fuck just happened? I just got forced back to poems, and now these two are sad. What just happened? Mouse Adventure Promise. I don't think this matters anymore. Nothing matters. Everything's broken. Why does the text keep skipping when I enter the class? I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Welcome back, Echo. Hi Yuri. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression, but the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little. Yuri glanced over her shoulder, looking around the room. Inosuke is reading manga at a desk, and surprisingly, Monika isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arms and pulls me to the corner of the room. About yesterday, I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before, and something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Inosuke as well. Yuri, I'm happy with what you're I'm happy that you were considerate and apologize. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple of days, I can still tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I already had decided that there was no way you can be a bad person. And now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it. Echo, don't say those kinds of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined the club. Everything is a little bit brighter with you around, and... sorry, what am I saying now? I just... Hey, have you guys seen Monika? No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man! Yuri, I guess you haven't either. Yuri is clearly taken aback by how calmly Inosuke is addressing her. No, I haven't. Jeez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but be a little bit worried. What? You're looking at me like that. Suki, about yesterday. I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said. And I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Okay, on that note, I think we'll end this episode. I'm not ending it off with you two staring at me. Let me out of here. For right now, I'm gonna end this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club here. I don't know how to say it, but things don't feel right. I don't know what it is. I feel like I have memories outside of my reach, and what happened? I feel like I can't remember. Yes, I remember the two of them arguing, but it feels like something's screwing with my head, and I just don't know what it is. I feel like I can't focus. Ah, fuck my head. I feel like I can't do an outro. Fuck. I think I'll have to figure out later. I feel too bad to do an outro. Fuck. The part in the beginning really fucked with my head. My stomach feels sick. I need some water.